Day 210, the Sunset. So the neighborhood, the Sunset, encompasses a part of San Francisco that is, let me see, borders everything from like Park Presidio, I think I want to say Park Presidio, which becomes 19th, is one of the at a time, and then Golden Gate Park, right? Because on one side of Golden Gate Park you have the Sunset, on the other side you have the Richmond, and literally the Pacific Ocean. So Twin Peaks is kind of that border between the rest of San Francisco. Twin Peaks is what I call the fog belt, and then you have the Sunset. Ain't no sun to be seen or found out in the Sunset, but they had to name it something to get people to move out there. Sorry, that's the truth. The Sunset was actually a lot of sand dunes. And if I remember correctly, it was very popular for some reason with Danish immigrants. A lot of Danish immigrants moved out to the Sunset in early San Francisco, including a lady who became known as San Francisco's godmother, but I've done a separate video about Alma Spreckles. But anyway, so again, they named the Sunset because they, the sunset, thinking, or that people would think that you could have this gorgeous sunset, which, if you know, it's one of the thickest fog parts, the parts of San Francisco with the thickest fog, the Sunset. And I didn't used to care about this, but the more I've learned about San Francisco, the more I've gotten to know and explore different parts of it, aka my career in business in the last 4.5 years, I've realized that yes, indeed, there is a difference between the inner and the outer Sunset. So let me see if I get this correctly. The outer Sunset is everything kind of past that like 10th, 11th. So like out to like 48th, the 30s, the 20s. That's like outer Sunset. Inner Sunset would be like UCSF neighborhood, like that whole like Irving, 6th and Irving and Judah, that whole like little hub, inner Sunset. Not far, like where the entrance of Golden Gate Park is, and where UCSF is, and where Japanese Tea Garden, what else is in that area? Academy of Sciences, De Young Museum. So that is very much inner Sunset versus outer Sunset. And in just like there's inner Richmond and outer Richmond as well, which again, those two neighborhoods are divided by big old wonderful Golden Gate Park. The only other thing I'll say about the Sunset, I went to school out in the Richmond, right? The outer Richmond. But the only thing I'll say about the Sunset is that the other border of it being Ocean Beach, ask any SF native, is known. That's where we have the best bonfires. So anyway, that's a little bit about the neighborhood in San Francisco known as the Sunset.